Hi guys, this is Vitaly with AFT Dispatch and A2C Logistics, and in today's video, I'd like to speak with you about surviving this oversupply of capacity. But first, roll the intro. Welcome back. Before we get started, I'd like to ask you to please like the video, be sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss a single release of our videos, where every Friday we're talking about something that could benefit you in your trucking businesses, in your trucking careers, as well as cover the loads we've successfully booked for our customers, consisting of leased on owner operators and carriers operating under their own MC authorities, running under our truck dispatch services. As always, guys, big thank you for all the likes you provided in all the previous videos. Please do keep on coming, and let's talk about this oversupply of capacity issue that we've had for some time that is just not taking care of itself, and how to survive it, because we are in peak season. It doesn't feel like peak season, and that does not bode well for the end of the year and entering 2024. So let's get going, guys. This might be a little bit of a longer section than what you're normally used to. As always, questions, comments, anything at all, leave them in the comment section below. Make sure to smash the like button, and let's kind of jump in. Now, we're going to talk about several different things. I'm going to go through them quickly. Now, we're going to talk about the growth of freight brokerages, the role of small carriers, the impact of deregulation on the industry, market imbalances, the future of freight rates, something you guys all want to hear about, and finally, my humble opinion. So let's jump in. The first item is the growth of the freight brokerage business. So those of you who've been in business for a long time, you guys remember the game was played very differently back in the day. Even going back to as early as the year 2000, so 23 years ago, brokers only consisted or only held on to a market share of about 6% of the entire freight market as far as trucking is concerned, right? So truckload freight market. Now in 2023, fast forward 23 years, they're actually holding on to over 20% of the trucking freight. So that's a major jump. And what really made this happen were the investments in technology, which basically allowed freight brokerages to offer a more compelling product than carriers could. And I know this doesn't sound good, but there's a reason why brokers are used. And the reason is not because of carriers, but because of the customer. It's a lot easier for them to work with a broker who's going to work with a whole bunch of different carriers versus their own book of business. And so they export this onto the broker to deal with all the compliance issues, set up, legalities and everything else to move the freight. It's worth it to them. And so the brokerage business proliferated and moved forward at a rapid clip. Now, moving on to the role of small carriers. This might be surprising to you guys. Many of you know this, but as of April of this year, there's actually over 530,000 active carriers in the United States of America alone, and 99% of these carriers operate under 100 or fewer trucks. So the vast majority of the industry is under 100 trucks. Now, here's the interesting thing. Nearly 97% operate fewer than 10 trucks. So the majority are going to be your, 1, 2, 3 truck owner operators. Those are the guys who are going to be, who are running the trucking industry, logistics. This is, these are the real numbers. Now, so carriers definitely move a lot of freight, and the last word is on the carriers. Now, the impact of deregulation, many of you guys are too young to know about this, and we're going to make a video about this in more in-depth. It's a very interesting topic, but I am going to jump in and tell you this, that the Motor Carrier Act of 1980 deregulated the trucking industry. I believe it was under President Carter, and it led to a big increase in the number of carriers, and that's the problem where we have now. But it was further exacerbated with the COVID-19 pandemic, because from August 2020 to September of 2022, we added an average of over 1,100 new carriers per week. Can you imagine for that period of time? From August of 2020 through September of 2022. What is that? 25 months? We added over 1,100 new carriers weekly. Okay. This led to the increased competition and the lower rates that we're seeing today. This also created the oversupply of capacity that we're dealing with today. Now, told you it's going to be a more complicated video. We got 2 pages of notes today. Guys, jump onto the market imbalance. I promise you this will all make sense. The market imbalance, so what we're talking about is the rapid growth in the number of new carriers that has resulted in market imbalance that we are experiencing today. So what are we talking about? We're talking about 60 to 65,000 additional, 60 to 65,000 more carriers than what the actual trend line would have indicated had we followed the trend that was set over many, many years. So the trend of from 2010 to 2020 showed one thing, suggested one thing, but we blew that out of the water because of all the, of all the freight that was available. Prices skyrocketed. Everybody jumped in to trucking. So there was and there is still an issue. I've made a video about this, showing you in a graph, on a chart, the jump. You can see that visually. I think it'll make a lot more sense. I'll leave a card in the corner for that video for you as well. Now, moving on. How do we fix this? Basically, unless there's an acceleration in revocations, which is, i.e. trucking companies closing down their authorities, right? Going out of business. It will take another 75 weeks or more for capacity to balance with actual historical trends. That's a long, long time, because remember, 52 weeks in a year. Now, guys, jumping on to the future of freight rates. Everybody wants to know, where are things going? Now, freight market analysts don't believe that the freight rates will increase until at least the second quarter of 2024. The second quarter of 2024. There is pretty good agreement on this. Even then, few of these analysts predict that large increases in rates. Okay, so there's a very low chance of that. The market will have to find equilibrium, will have to find a new floor, bounce off from there, find resistance, and then we'll be in the right spot where we need to be as far as rates. Okay, this basically means that the attrition process will continue as the market slowly eliminates the weakest players. And that's all we're seeing, is giant market shakeout that we've seen over the last several years. So, for my humble opinion, took some notes here for you guys on that. I kind of digested this information, and this is kind of what I started with the video. A weak peak season does not bode well for trucking. For a strong winter in the trucking industry. Does not look good. We are in peak season. I'm not feeling it. Most of the folks we're talking to are not feeling it. This does not bode well for the upcoming winter. So this means that you need to milk the market for all it's got. Run like crazy, make as much money as you possibly can, and prepare for rates to decline further into the winter season. Wish I had better news for you guys, but this is what it looks like. And maybe, and possibly, and maybe even likely, I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But prepare for rates to decline further. That's, and if we're wrong, we'll all be very, very happy about it. Prepare for operating costs to increase as well. Diesel is likely to come up, even though we're seeing some normalization at this point, which, whatever that means anymore with the prices. So ultimately, what do? You review and control your costs. And on the revenue side, you increase revenue. We can help you with increasing revenue. We can give you some ideas on how to decrease your costs, how to control them, and how to make more money. That's what everybody's got to do, whether you're a carrier or a leased owner operator. Guys, questions, comments, and concerns, leave them in the comment section below. Make sure to smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Hit the notification bell. I'm going to switch over to camera. We're going to look over the loads that we booked for our customers, and I'll see you guys in just a moment. Welcome back. Let's take a look at some of these loads. Guys, this week we have vans, reefers, and a flatbed. Everyone did quite well, but again, the downtrend continues. Doesn't feel like a really good peak season. Make sure to make the money that's available, because things might get tighter. We'll make more videos about this on this topic. It's an important topic, but let's get started with a reefer coming out of Boardman, Oregon, going to Plymouth, Wisconsin. It's a 40,000 pound load of cheese at 34 degrees. 1,889 loaded miles, booked that one at $44.50, got them $236 a mile on a ton of miles, going out to a great market. Then out of Westfield, Wisconsin, going to Burley, Idaho, took a 37,000 pound load of looks like frozen appetizers, running -10 on a reefer, 1,525 loaded miles, booked that one at $29.50, got them $1.93 coming out to Idaho. We'll do really well next week. Just 2 loads, 6 days on the road, Thursday to Wednesday. Mike is the driver, did an excellent job, grossing $7,400, just 6 days in a bad market, 3,414 loaded miles, ran nose at $217 per loaded mile average. Excellent, excellent job, Mike. Way to go. Next, a dry van coming out of Davenport, Iowa, going to Lithia Springs, Georgia, with a 44,000 pound load of food grade gelatin. Now it's 782 miles, booked at $2,000, got him $256 a mile. Then Social Circle, Georgia, going to McCalla, Alabama, with a 42,000 pound load of groceries, 209 mile short run, booked to $612, got him $293 a mile. Then Demopolis, Alabama, going to Evandale, Texas, This is a 45,000 pound load of bales, 497 miles, booked at $900, got him $181, come out to Texas, then out of Orange, Texas, took a load to Addison, Ohio with a 44,000 pound load of polymers, 1,030 miles on that one, 1,850 bucks booked, $180 on that one. Then took a multi-dropper coming out of Greenfield, Indiana, with drops in, looks like Effingham, Illinois, St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, Kansas City, Kansas, and a final in Gridley, Kansas. So multi-dropper, countertops, granite, marble, things like that. 632 miles in total. Booked that one at $1,700. Got him $269 a mile. Ended up in Kansas. Excellent, excellent job. So that was Alexander running 3,150 loaded miles a week on a road. Grossed $7,062. Ran 3,150 miles. Booked those at $224 a mile. Loaded on a regular dry van running ELD. No problems. Excellent job, Alexander. Way to go. Next, we got ourselves a reefer coming out of St. Joseph, Missouri, going to Atlanta, Indiana. Now, this is a 39,000 pound load of Beck's corn. It's a dry load. 510 miles on this one. Reefer stayed off. 1,250 loaded miles. $1,250 booked. 510 loaded miles. Booked that one at $245 a loaded mile. Then Oris, Indiana to Jefferson, Georgia, going with a 40,000 pound load of dry goods. 627 miles booked at $1,550. Got him $247 a mile on that one. Great job. Then Union, Georgia, going to Longview, Texas. It's a frozen goods load. 40,000 pounds, -10 on the reefer. 644 miles booked at $1,200. Got him $186 coming out to Texas. Then did headed out to Fort Smith, Arkansas. Took a load going to Fife, Washington. 36,000 pounds, frozen turkey, -10 on a reefer, getting ready for Thanksgiving. 2,123 loaded miles, booked at $4,215, going out to a great market, $1.99 with a ton of miles, not a heavy load. Excellent, excellent job. Now this was Dan, who was running Monday to Monday, a week on the road, $8,215 in gross. So, absolutely incredible. 3,904 loaded miles. An excellent job running 210 a loaded mile. Dan, you absolutely blew it out of the water. Very, very well done. Next, we got, looks like Lucas coming out of St. Joseph, Missouri, going to Plainview, Texas. It's a 41,000 pound load of atrazine. So not sure what that is. Probably some sort of medication. 684 miles booked at $1,600. Got him $234 a mile. Then Hereford, Texas, going to Centralia, Washington with a load of pet supplies. 34,000 pound load. This is a dry van, 1,714 loaded miles booked at $3,300. Got him $193 coming out to Washington. Then out of Winlock, Washington, took a load to Bozeman, Montana. It's only 20,000 pound load of miscellaneous products, or FAK, 762 loaded miles. Booked that one at $2,075. Got him $272 a mile. Running 7 days on the road. Lucas ran 3,160 loaded miles. Ran those at $221 a loaded mile. Got him $6,975 for gross in a week. Just $25 short of $7K. Excellent job, Lucas. Keep this one up. Let's jump onto our flatbed coming out of Commerce, Georgia, going to Arlington, Texas. 40,000 pound load of Duo Composite, 903 miles booked at $1,900. Got him $210 a mile. And then out of Rosenberg, Texas to Portland, Oregon. Now the long run, 33,000 pound load of reels of cable, 2,209 loaded miles booked at $4,500. Coming out to Oregon. 204 loaded mile average, ran for 7 days. Norman, you absolutely killed it. $6,400 just on 2 loads. It's not even all that heavy on either one of those. 3,112 loaded miles at an average of 206 a loaded mile. Does it, does it, does it. Excellent job. We're going to finish off with our last one coming out of San Diego, California, going to Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. It's a light load, 10,000 pounds of furniture. It's a diesel saver because 1,311 loaded miles with a 10K load. Booked at $3,400. Got him $259 a loaded mile. You cannot lose on that one. Rogelio, excellent job. Then Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, going to Glen, California. Another long run, 43,000 pound load of mulch on pallets. 1,709 miles booked at $2,600. Got a $152 to come out California, and then out of Orland, California, took a load back to San Diego, California. 44,000 pound load of consumer goods, 604 miles on that one. $1,250 booked. Got him $207 per loaded mile average. Rogelio, excellent job, sir. Welcome back. Guys, week in, week out, we show you the kind of rates that our dispatchers are getting for our customers. Remember, you can work with us whether you're a leased owner operator or a carrier. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, towards the end of that video, you have to increase your revenue and you have to control your costs. That's the bottom line. Guys, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but things are not looking good. This peak season is not panning out. It does not bode well for winter time. Analysts agree that we're probably not going to see anything in the first quarter, probably not till the second quarter. quarter, and you know, that's where summer starts, right? So are you able to withstand the next 6 to, let's say, 9 months of further decreases in the rates, further increases in operating costs? You have to control your costs. You have to increase your revenue. We can help you guys out. As you see, we have guys making as much as $8,200 a week in gross out there. And a lot of folks aren't seeing this kind of money. We can help you out. Call or text us at 801-448-6363 or go to our website at aftdispatch.com. And until next week, stay healthy, be wealthy. Take care.